Hey guys, well the Packers are 10-4 and in the playoffs. Of course, we were in the playoffs when the Giants lost to the Carolina Panthers. Interesting to me, I predicted the Packers were going to beat the Raiders, so I didn't really care what happened. I wanted those freaking Panthers to go down personally, and they win with a walk-off field goal or whatever it was. But who cares? Well, that will be decided later on anyway. But the Packers are in the playoffs, even though this was once again a Packers offense that disappeared for the entire second quarter, and yet we were able to score plenty of points. We just left too many on the field, I think, at this point. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers offense had their moments of looking good. James Jones sort of had a resurgence. Randall Cobb with a few really important catches in today's game. But all in all, we once again just didn't look like the kind of offense that we would expect out of the guys we've got on the field. But we won the game 30-20. We broke 30 points. I believe, I'm kind of checking my box score here. I think I had us 34-17, so 30-20, pretty darn close. But we'll double check that tomorrow. But the main thing, Aaron Rodgers, after really looking kind of out of sync again, but he ended up 22 of 39 and did have a touchdown. The sad thing being that interception thrown at the end of the game when we could have put it up 37-20, made it look convincing, taken more time off the clock. We decided to chuck it up, and there's some question as to whether, Rodgers apparently expected Janis to run some kind of other route underneath. If you have two guys going for a jump ball, you got to feel like maybe there's supposed to be an underneath route on that. I don't know. Janis didn't come back for the ball, but Aaron Rodgers kind of popped it up there anyway. So that was disappointing at the end of the game after the team finally sort of seemed to get it together. This game, really, the whole first half was dictated by the fact that our defense continues to keep us in games. Randall scored 7 points. It was a pick six. But our defense gave us the Kuhn touchdown. There was no question about it. It was all about field position. So basically our defense pretty much got us 14 points. On the offensive side, we left 14 points at least on the field. Davante Adams drops a touchdown pass. And Jeff Janis, same thing. It's just crazy how our young wide receiver core has refused to make the big plays. And you look at James Jones in this game. He makes a couple sensational catches. And we just need that out of Davante Adams. He's getting the targets. He's getting the opportunities. And he's making some catches. But Davante Adams, do you really want Davante Adams when the game is on the line? No way, man. This guy just refuses to make the big play. It's disappointing. I feel bad for the guy. But Jeff Janis is the one I feel bad for more than anything else, because Janis goes out there on special teams and he is a nightmare. He is a gunner nightmare for other teams. And yet he goes out on the field and does some good things, but when he's targeted for the big play, he just can't seem to get it done. Jeff Janis, and as much as I like the guy, Jeff Janis is the Jarrett Bush of the offense. He's great on special teams. He's never going to be more than a placeholder on offense. So, with that said, I'm posted this on Facebook. Jared Aberdare should be moving up the depth chart and getting more reps at this point. I'm sorry. I know maybe I'm just a Wisconsin homer because I'm a Wisconsin boy. Frankly, I don't care. Janis, when the ball is thrown his way, basically catches it. He has such a rapport with Rodgers compared to Janis and even Adams. Aberdare has what seems like he's in better sync with Aaron Rodgers. And when he's needed, absolutely needed, he seems to be making those catches rather than dropping them. I don't see that with Davante Adams. I don't see that with Jeff Janis. So hopefully the guy, you play your way into more reps, and I really think that Jared Aberdare has bought himself some more reps. So we'll see what happens going down the line. Davante Adams, I think this team has we kind of sold out for the guy somehow. We've sold out for him. You know, we can't certainly drop him or anything at this point. But let me tell you something. Wait till Ty Montgomery gets healthy. I don't know what the guy's situation is. He has had setback after setback. But Ty Montgomery is a guy that can come back in and be a difference maker down the stretch. I want to see that guy get healthy and see what he can do because he's a smart guy. He's quick. He's very fluid. He's not as nifty as Cobb, but he is a very fluid athlete, and he's super smart. And guess what? He's going to be rested up. If they wait till he's fully healthy, he is going to be rested up. I look for Ty Montgomery to be kind of a splash player down the stretch. I'm not sure if he'll be back this coming week or not. It just nobody tells us what really we don't even know what really his injury is at this point. It could be worse. I mean, the guy keeps suffering setback after setback. We'll see what happens. But I would love to see him and Jared Abbrederis have a big shot at Adams' spot right now. I think Jared is going to get more reps and have a chance to prove it. I think Ty Montgomery, if he can get healthy, could be that guy. I don't think Jeff Janis is that guy. I think he's got a place on the team because he is great and has done a fantastic job on special teams, but he's the Jarrett Bush of the offense. And yeah, so hey, not only did we win the game, we broke 30 points. Again, a lot of that has to do with the way that this defense played. Another highlight I wanted to mention, Demarius Randall got out there and was really put up in a spot. Against Amari Cooper, one-on-one, we had single high safety. Later on in the game, we finally put 2 high safeties, got him some help, at least, half field help over the top. It helped a lot. But Randall looked hurt, man. I mean, the guy, I think, was battling pain this whole game. And early on, in particular, played fantastic. You got to give the Raiders credit. They kept going after him and just beat him down until they beat him a couple times. But overall, I think Rollins and Randall had a pretty decent game in a game where you know that they're just going to try to toast you every time they get a chance, especially being on an island. So maybe it wasn't a perfect game. It certainly was not that. But that's great film footage for a young player and for a guy that knows he won some battles out there and knows he's got some things to clean up. I'm pretty excited about what this guy can do. Honestly, I thought we could have had 2 more interceptions in this game. But I am happy because if you caught the out-of-breath Armstrong Packer Minute immediately before the game, one of the things I mentioned, my final thoughts before this game was that the Packers' offense was lowest in the league in turnovers. We're always really conservative in that regard. It's almost how I'd characterize it. Sometimes I almost wish we'd take more risks. Of course, we saw what the risk did for us when Aaron Rodgers threw that duck in this game. But our defense hadn't been getting the interceptions in particular. And I mentioned that. Well, here we go. 2 picks. This defense has really helped this offense out. And I didn't think honestly, we scored 30 points. We dropped at least 14 points worth of touchdowns, assuming the extra point is good, which I know you can't assume anymore, but we could have had 44 points in this game. And then you have the kind of shaky call on the push-off on James Jones. But I didn't think the play calling was terrible. It was interesting to me to see Eddie Lacy, again, completely disappear just standing upright, dancing at the line of scrimmage, with just not getting behind his pads and not trying to get a push. I know our offensive line is banged up, and I don't think they played as good a game in this game in terms of the run. I think Kuhn had a great game, and Rodgers had 1 miss, because I mentioned Richard Rodgers as part of the run game. He had 1 miss in the goal line stand that I wish we could have got back, but basically they did well. But Lacy disappears. Starks comes in. Starks has a fumble. And then toward the end of the game is able to pick up. I think Starks had 58 yards when all was said and done. James Starr, 9 carries for 51 yards. Eddie Lacy, 11 carries for 23 yards. Randall Cobb, 4 for 18. So all in all, our running game got in that, 80 to 100 yard, let's see, we got 74, 84, 90 to 96 yards, whatever it was, close to 100 yards, okay, which is not good. But again, for our team, that's enough for us to win. But again, it had to be kind of by committee, and there wasn't any identity. Eddie Lacy brings the identity to where we are going to pound you, we're going to slash, and then James Stark's going to come in as a change of pace. I like that a whole lot better. I like it a whole lot better. But it was enough to get it done, I guess. But again, the offense, when Eddie Lacy runs well, this offense finds its identity. When Eddie Lacy doesn't run well, this offense struggles to find its identity. It's like we're stabbing in the dark. We're gonna run Randall Cobb out of the backfield. Yeah, we're gonna throw a screen pass to John Kuhn that he drops because he hardly ever does that. Yeah, we're gonna split Kuhn wide. Well, we'll run Starks until he fumbles, and then we'll just fumble around with something else that we can come up with. Well, maybe we'll throw it to Davante Adams, who can catch it when it doesn't matter. The offense, when Eddie Lacy runs well, this offense has an identity. When he doesn't, it really goes away really fast. Want to see Eddie Lacy run well. I pitched for him. I thought he would have 80 to 100 in this game. Basically, I don't care who gets him. I think the running game needs to get 80 to 100 yards for our team to win games. If we do better than that, we could tear some teams a new one. But all in all, not a very convincing offensive effort. Even though we put 30 points on the board, 24 because Randall. But even though we put 30 points on the board, which is good, we really didn't seem to be in sync. Again, you keep wondering what happens. What can this team do if they actually get on the same page and start playing 4 quarters of offensive football? But that being said, the Raiders get paid too. They were playing. This was their dropout point. They had to win this game to still mathematically stay in the playoff race. They were fighting tooth and nail. This team played like a caged animal, and we knew they would. We knew it was going to be a tough game. It was a hard-fought game, knockdown, drag-out, a team that we're not familiar with, and Green Bay got the job done, folks. I'm not going to complain too much. The defense looks good. Offense looked good at times. Again, want to see Eddie Lacy. Want to see Eddie Lacy set the pace for this offense. Didn't happen. But all in all, scored 30 points and got a win. Packers are in the playoffs, folks. We got to celebrate that a little bit. We got a huge game against Arizona Cardinals coming up. We will see how they do tonight against the Philadelphia Eagles, who knocked off the Patriots. Now, the Patriots in the Eagles game pretty much were a comedy of errors. I mean, they basically did everything they could to hand them the game and didn't have Gronkowski, so I'm not expecting anything out of the Philadelphia Eagles, but I am going to keep an eye on that game. If the Cardinals could drop one there, could really swing the door open for a Packers team that needs Eddie Lacy to get hot again and have a chance to maybe pop off that 2 seed and get some much-needed rest before the playoffs. So I'm going to close it. Guys, I hope you'll subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're catching this on the Facebook fan page or the website. Drop a comment down. Let me know what you think. I mean, I know a lot of you. I saw the comments during the Facebook posting that we did. I know a lot of you are disappointed in the offense. I'm disappointed too. I think they could have done a lot better job today. But this was an away game against a good defense. So again, we've just got to go back to the drawing board. Try to get Eddie Lacy hot, and I think some things can still fall into place for this team. So, Packers get a win. Packers in the playoffs. Go Packers. Talk to you again soon, guys. Bye-bye.